I have a question for you today. What is in your library? I took that idea from a commercial I saw on television. It's what's in your wallet. It has to do with a credit card company and the idea that they're pushing this idea of having this particular credit card in your wallet. That's all and good. But then I got to thinking, what is in your library? A lot of folks will say a library. You mean people have them at their house? Yes, they do. And I'll tell you something, good salespeople do. And they also are, on a first name basis with their local librarian at their library, their public library. It's a vast wealth of information that you can obtain through those folks. And I'm going to tell you a quick story. Many years ago, I worked with a railway company, and the railway company I was a low man on the totem pole, so I would get laid off first, always. So they have a bit of a downturn, I'm out the door. So on and off. And it went on for about 3 years. I had a good job when I was working. I worked on locomotives that was a bit dirty, a little bit greasy, but I worked on the electrical end of the locomotive, which was really interesting stuff. That aside, they laid me off one particular day, and I decided, well, I should go visit my folks out of town. And so I took a couple of days to do that and to go visit them. It was a nice visit, and they were working, so I'm left there on an afternoon. I think it was a Saturday afternoon. They were both out working in their respective positions, and I was there watching television. I watched public broadcasting, PBS, and I saw a fella. His name's Les Brown. Now, Les is an incredible speaker, and he he'll pump you up. The man is great at doing that, and so I watched him, and I really was pumped. And one of the things he was talking about was getting laid off and not knowing what to do next. And I was sort of at that crossroads because, as I mentioned, I was getting laid off and called back continually, which was a complete pain in my neck. And it's hard to get your career up and going when you're constantly getting laid off. And I thought, geez, this guy's great, and I really want to know more about his message, and I want to find out about it. And so I went down to the public library, and there I asked the librarian. I said, "There's this guy Les Brown I want to find about." At that time, he didn't have a book, and the librarian brought me over to the section of where all that type of material would be located. The self-help, motivational, business-oriented type of stuff. It was all in this particular section. I learned to use the Dewey Decimal System as a result, and the rest is history. But when I went to on that particular day when she showed me, I looked and there was an old tattered book and tucked in amongst all the other titles, which well, there was quite a few other titles there at that time. And I thought maybe I should look at that book because that one seems to be most used, and it happened to be a copy of this one, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I read it. I picked up the book and I started to read it, and I thought, geez, this is pretty good. And actually, I kept reading it. I checked out the book. I went home and I got home and I kept reading. And I finished the book within a very short time, having not really put it down for anything else. And I thought to myself, now I have a clearer plan of what I want to do. And it actually came into the sales. And what I've discovered over the years that in sales is I would always get more books, more titles. I mean, I bought a bunch of Napoleon Hill stuff. I have had this one through persuasion, succeed and grow rich through persuasion. Another good book. There's other titles that he's got. He has there's videos of him and all the other ones. And then I stumbled onto other types of authors as well, where the Zig Ziglars of the world, and of course the Brian Tracy. No one can forget about Brian, and Tom Hopkins, another really great couple of books that he's put out, and some good stuff, good solid material. I kept using that, and over the past 35 years, I've read a lot of books, but I haven't read not too many novels, aside from Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. And that was more recently, actually. It had been a long time since I read a novel, but there was a good message in that one as well. And like I say to you folks, you really have to uh, keep your skill set sharp, actually learn new things, and always, always, always be learning. And that's what sales is. You're continually learning. You're learning more about your customers, how to treat them well, how to get what they need, so that they too can succeed. And by doing so, you'll know that it's just you just need the tools to do it. And by using books, of course, you can. And I'll tell you, I've it really got went into overdrive my reading, and actually I went into the writing part of it as well. During the COVID crisis, I mean, I couldn't go out. I was selling from home, and I've done quite a bit of that too. But I like to go on the road once in a while because it sort of keeps you honest. But of course it's just me. I read this book. I just picked this one up during that time by a lady named Wendy Connick, and Sales 101. And in it is really a great primer to get you started in sales. And it's a good book for a seasoned professional like yourself or myself to have a look at that, and to garner some great ideas from it. So always sharpen your tools. Now, I've also been in sales management, and one of the questions that I do ask people, and I actually forgive me for saying it this way. I don't ask people, what do you see as a strong suit? I don't ask them, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I don't really care where they plan on going in 5 years. They might come and work for us for a time and then leave, and that's fine. I'm not going to ask what their strong suit is. I'm not going to ask them what their weaknesses are, because I don't care. But what I will ask them is this: what's the last book that you read? Tell me about it. And if they say it's a novel and then some book, and great, you'll tell me about it, and that's great. They might even say, well, I really haven't read a book in a while. That's okay. Does it go against them? It could. It could. It depends on the person. Um, I'm always going to be on the lookout for people who want to learn. I mean, this is why I teach other people. I have clients that I show different ways and means to get what they're after, and to help the company that they represent also and the people that they're doing business with, so that they too can get the benefit of the goods or services that person offers. And this is what it's all about. It's a constant learning situation. So whenever somebody asks, what's in your wallet, you should be able to say cash, because cash is king. Thanks very much for tuning in today. My name's Rick Dupuy, and always remember to keep learning and keep going at it, and to help your community out there. The good old food bank, Sally Ann, or other organizations that help people who just need maybe a lift up, and some that actually need your help. So help out wherever you can, and you'll be the better person for it. And while you succeed in your own endeavors. Thanks again. I hope you have a really great day. Thanks for tuning in, and bye for now.